everyone, so today I'm going to do my June wrap-up. This month I read 6 books, and I actually thought that I would be able to read a lot more because I was home studying for my exams. But Netflix happened. I watched the first season of Riverdale in less than 2 days. It's not the absolute best series that I've ever watched. It was really good. Mainly because of the big amount of hot gingers, and I have a thing for gingers. And also my childhood crush, Cole Sprouts. And then I also watched the first 2 seasons of Gossip Girl, so I didn't have much time for reading. But yeah, the first book that I read this month was Lord of Shadows by Cassandra Clare. This is the second book in the Dark Artifices series, and I think that this is the best series of Cassandra Clare. And also I got to read this a week after the release day, which is really rare because pre-orders on Book Depository for me usually take about a month to get here, and it got here the week after, and I was really surprised and happy. But yeah, I love this book. This is my favorite book of the year so far. It was absolutely fantastic. The ending completely destroyed me, and I don't want to get much into it because if I'm going to talk about this book, I think I'll be staying here the whole day. But yeah, if you haven't read a Cassandra Clare book, this isn't the best one to start. Basically the worst, because it's the second book in the series, and you have to have read the other 2 series to read. But if you haven't read it, I recommend you to start with Infernal Devices. But yeah, Cassandra Clare books are one of my favorites. They are really, really, really good. Then I read Unfiltered by Lily Collins. And if you don't know this already, Lily Collins is one of my favorite actresses. I love her. She's fantastic. So when I heard that she had a book coming out, I knew I had to read it. I really enjoyed this book. I think that she gave a lot of good advices, and I love the stories that she told about herself. I love her voice. After reading this book, I'm even more in love with her. The only problem with this book was the way I read it. I picked this book up and then I got sick, and one of my grandmas came into my house and she cleaned my room, and I had no idea where this book was for 2 weeks. And then 2 weeks after I lost this book, I opened my bikini drawer and the book was in there, in the bikini drawer. Why? I have no idea. But I think that if I hadn't read this book in this way, I think that this would be a 5 out of 5 stars for me. But because of it, I ended up giving it a 4 out of 5 stars. But then, for the first time, I read a comic series. I saw the Why I Left video by Michelle Phan, talked about her new comic series. So, because I used to watch her videos, I went to check it out, and I really liked it. I have never read a comic series, so I don't have others to compare this one to, but the artwork was beautiful, and I loved the music that went with it. I love the fact that when you had an action scene, you had this really fast music, and when you had a sad scene, you had a sad music, basically. And it was really cool. The only thing that I didn't really like it was because it was kind of confusing sometimes. Plot wasn't very well structured. But besides that, it was a great experience. I'm not sure about what rating to give this series. I'm kind of between a 3.5 out of 5 stars and a 4 out of 5 stars. I'm still not sure. Then I read Landline by Rainbow Rowell. This book follows Georgie, and she thinks that she finally ruined their marriage. She's a TV writer, and she has this great opportunity, but because of it, she has to stay home for Christmas. So her husband takes her children and goes to his parents' house. So she thinks that she finally lost everything, until she goes to her mama house, where she finds this old phone, where she can talk to her husband in the past. So this book follows her trying to fix their marriage and trying to understand what went wrong with it. And to be honest, I was expecting a lot more. Rainbow Rowell is one of my favorite authors, and Girl is my all-time favorite book. I love Carry On from the bottom of my heart, and Eleanor and Park is also one of the favorites, basically. Yeah, I was kind of disappointed. I was expecting a lot more from it. But yeah, this was a meh book for me. I ended up giving it 3 out of 5 stars. I was honestly expecting a lot more. Then I read The One by Kiara Cast, the final book in the Selection trilogy. And I love this series. I'm not saying these are the best books in the world, because they aren't. They are perfect candy. They are one of those books that when you pick them up, you cannot stop reading. They are super addictive. Characters aren't that complex, or the world. Actually, America Singer, the main character, is kind of annoying most of the times. But yeah, it was a really fun read, and I highly recommend this series, even though it's not the best thing in the world. And I ended up giving a 3.75 out of 5 stars, and this was my favorite in the series. And then I read the first comic in the Walking Dead series, Days Gone By. I know this is in Portuguese, and that's because this book isn't mine, it belongs to my little brother. I have been this huge Walking Dead fan since I was 11, since the beginning of the series basically. And my little brother recently started to watch the TV show, and he begged my mom to buy him this comic because he loves comic books and I don't. Comics are not really my thing. Even though I don't really like comics, I decided to give it a chance because The Walking Dead is my favorite TV series. Comic was good, I guess, but like I said, comics aren't my thing. And I think that it was cool to see the difference between the TV show and the comics. I ended up giving it 3.5 out of 5 stars because I think the problem was and when I finished reading this, I wasn't blown away or, oh my god, I need more. It was like, oh my god, I need to watch the series all over again. One more time. But yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this video. I'm really going to try to post more frequently. And if you enjoyed this, please give me a thumbs up. You can follow me on my social media, which will be linked down below. And for more videos, please subscribe. Bye!